Hello friends, welcome to a new video of class 11th statistics. The name of the topic is organization of data. Now this is the second stage in stages of statistics. First was collection of data, which we have done. Second is organization of data. Now what do we mean by organization? Organization means arranging data in a form which is more understandable. Right? So whatever data we have, that is called a raw data. Whenever we collect the data, it is called a raw data. Raw data क्या होता है? That is any data which we collect and we write it down on a rough paper. That is called a raw data. Now it is not useful for studying or comparison or making interpretation. So we need to organize the data in a very nice format. So how do we organize the data? There are various types in which you can organize this data. So let us see what all ways are there to organize the data. Now, these are the ways in which we can organize data, or we call them the types of series in which we can organize data. So let us see how we organize data. First is chronological. Now whenever we are talking about bifurcation of data or organization of data on the basis of time period, it is called chronological data. For example, let's say if I have year and I have production 2011, 2012, 2013, 100, 120, 80. So I have classified the data on the basis of year, time. This type of data collection organization is called chronological time series, chronological series. Okay. Coming to next, let's talk about spatial. Spatial is the one in which we organize the data based on the geographical location of some place. For example, I said states and production. So I have Punjab, I have UP, I have MP, 100, 120, 130. So I have classified the data, organized the data, classified it on the basis of the geography, area where they exist. This type of organization is called spatial organization. Okay. Coming to third one is your quantitative organization. Whenever we are using quantities to make sure that we organize data. For example, I've written your marks. Let's say I've written your marks and the number of students who got these marks. Okay, so marks are actually like, let's say from 10 marks somebody has got 12, somebody has got 14, 15 and so on, 16 and so on. 10 marks 2 students have got, 12 marks 1 has got, 14 marks 3 got, 15 marks again 3 got, 16 marks 1 has got. Now this type of organization of data is called quantitative organization, based on the quantity I've organized. Next we have qualitative organization. Under qualitative, what we do, depending on the quality of the person we organize. For example, whenever we go out to eat, we go out for a restaurant to eat food. After that, we get a feedback form which says how was the food rated, right? Rate. So we have something like this. We have food. We have ambience. We have quality, we have hot or cold, temperature. So we write down good, bad, good, good, bad. This is your qualitative classification. And last we have is alphabetical. We all know about alphabetical classification, our roll numbers. You know, whenever we are arranging our roll numbers from A we start and we go down, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, that is called alphabetical classification. So this is what is classification of data. Okay. Now after this, in this chapter, we have to take 3 series: individual series, discrete series and continuous series. So let's see that. Now let us come back. There are three types of series which we have: individual series, discrete series and continuous series. Any data or data which we collect can be divided into these 3 series, can be organized into any of these 3 series. Now let us say we have a question given with us. Let's say somebody is the weight is given with us. We have taken weight of various people. So I'm writing down the weights here. 35, 40, 75, 70, 36, 38, 39, 50, 56, 42, 59, 58. Suppose this is the weights which I have written. Now this data which I have written is a raw data, okay, about weights. So what are the three options which we can go for? So let us go for the first option, that is individual series. Under individual series, I will arrange this data either in ascending form or in descending form. So what I do, I write down weight because this is my variable. Then I am arranging this data, let's say, in the ascending form. So I start with 35, then 38, 39, 40, 42, 50, 56, 58, 59, 70 and 75. So this is my individual series. That's it. Coming to discrete series. Now when we will make a frequency of this series, it is called a discrete series, right? Then I take weight and I take frequency, or I call it F. So we have weight 35, 38, 39, 40. Let's say we have 75 twice. Let's say 75 is written twice. So I'll write down 75 again here. 40, 42, 50, 56, 58, let's say 75. Okay. Now, how many times 35 has come? One time. 38 one time, 39 one time, 40 one time, one time, one time, one time. But coming to 75, 75 has come two times. So I'll write down 2 in front of the frequency. Now this series is called a discrete series. Okay. Last one is continuous series. Under continuous series, what we do, we actually make class intervals. Right. So I write down weight and I write down frequency. Now weight, let's say if I see the series, let's say I'm classifying weight like between 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70 and 70 to 80. So let's see how many have weight between 30 to 40. So we have 1, 2, 3 between 30 to 40. So I want 3 as a frequency. Between 40 to 50 we have 1, 2, around 2. 50 to 60 we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So around 4. 60 to 70 I have nothing, and 70 to 80 again I have 3. This type of series is called a continuous series. Now coming to next topic, that is types of continuous series. So we have these 5 types of continuous series. First is called inclusive continuous series. Under the inclusive continuous series, whenever we are calculating the frequency, we will be including the lower limit also. For example, let's say if there's a raw data available which says these are the numbers given. So when we calculate 10 to 20 series, so what we'll take 20, 18, 2 numbers here. Frequency will be 2. We are taking this 20 in this class interval. That is called inclusive series. Coming to exclusive series, in this, whenever we calculate frequency, we will not include the upper limit. In this case, if I calculate the frequency of this, then 20 will not be included. We'll have 10, we'll have 18, so again 2. Okay. Coming to mid-value series. Mid-value series is nothing. When we calculate class intervals and frequencies are given to us, let's say 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and we are given a frequency, we first of all find out the mid-value. Now what is the mid-value? Upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. 10 plus 0 by 2, that is 5. 20 plus 10 by 2, that is 15, and 25 and so on. So this is your mid-value series. Last one we have is more than or less than series. So let us see what is more than and less than series. Under more than less than series, what we do is more than 20, 30, 40, 50, and we take out the cumulative frequency of it. For example, let's say with this series we had something like this: 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, and we have 3, 1, 2. So more than 20, more than 20 is all these numbers. Okay, so we add them up and we write it here. Then more than 30 is all these numbers. More than 40 is again only this number, and more than 50 is 0. That is your more than series. Coming again back to the same question, when we talk about less than series, less than 20, 30, 40, and 50. So again, less than 20, 20 is a count, we only have 2. 30 is a count, we have both of them. 40 is a count, we have all 3 of them, and so on. So this is your continuous series. By this we have finished the chapter called Organization of Data. See you in the next video.